Instead of out with the old and in with the new, designer Brenda Danso is here to show us how to update what we already have. We're using the magic of upholstery. Brenda, so good to see you. What are some items we should consider upholstering?
Hey Tracy, so I'm here at the Goods by Shea and she's got the goods. There's so many things to look at. Where do I begin? So we have this beautiful nesting table here. What I love is that you can pull it apart and you have the upholstered part. We also have pillows, lumbars, ottomans you can reupholster, as well as headboard. And there's that beautiful chaise right over there. If you see the before and after, the transformation is magical.
Now, why is upholstering something sometimes better than going out and getting something new?
So there's the eco aspect of it because we don't want all our old furniture going into the landfills. There's also the customization where you can look at the different fabric options, like something like this. It's so beautiful. How are you going to get this if you don't customize? And this chair that I'm sitting in, it is 100 years old. It's a vintage wingback chair, and it's beautiful in the sense that if this is an heirloom or a sentimental item that's been passed down, if the frame is good, you can hold on to it. Maybe the fabric feels outdated, so this is a great way to customize as well.
That is a stunner. Like that toile, I guess it's toile. It's absolutely stunning. So what do we need to know about the fabric when it comes to upholstering?
Yeah, so for fabric, there's so many beautiful options. Look at this here. Look at the colors. There's different texture. There's the pattern as well. So I know that Shea loves to use suede here because it's luxurious. It feels soft on your skin. It feels really sophisticated. But depending on the use of your space, you want to consider performance-grade fabric as an example. This is quite durable, but maybe if you have kids or pets, you want to look at other options as well. You can go with leather, you can go with linen, cotton, so there's so many fabric options to choose from. In a high traffic area as well, you want to consider what you're going to use for your fabric. When it comes to, for example, looking at something that's easily changed out, then you're looking at inexpensive fabric to use or something that's more luxurious like this. So we'll talk a little bit about this more when Shea joins us.
Okay, so I would never do this in a million years, but I'm going to ask anyways. Can you upholster something yourself? Like, is this a DIY thing that you can try at home?
You know what? It is something you can try. So we're going to try the pillow now. In as much as I'm a designer, I do not like DIYs. I know the irony in that. But I would say that if you're at home, a pillow is a great way to start because you can go very forgiving. For example, if you're not really, strong about your skill level, start with inexpensive fabric because it's really forgiving. And so we have Shea, who's the expert. She's going to show us how to pull it all together.
Hey, Shea, thanks for joining us. Show us where to start.
Yeah, so one thing I do know, Tracy, is you're going to need a clean pillow because you want to make sure you're not using a pillow that has mold on it, right? So Shea, let us know the rest.
Yeah, a clean pillow is definitely important, Brenda. But you'll also need your fabric. You'll need a straight edge ruler or a measuring tape to measure your fabric so you can cut it. A rotary cutter or just scissors. Some embellishments or accessories to put on your pillow. In this case, we have some piping, and I have my labels.
Okay.
You'll also need a sewing machine, and if you don't have that, you can just sew it by hand.
Okay, perfect. So
show me that rotary cutter again. I've never seen that in my life. I've been hosting the show for 14 years. Have we ever seen that?
It's
like,
very
what does
easy
that
to
do?
cut fabric with.
Okay, that's why I don't have those in my kitchen. Got it. Sorry, continue. How do we do the pillow?
Okay. Yes, so you'll need to cut your fabric. Now that you have all your tools, you need to cut your fabric into squares. Now, the squares have to be a little bit larger than your finished product. Our finished pillow is 20 inch by 20 inch, so we're cutting our fabric at 21 by 21 inch, Brenda.
So 1 inch bigger than
1
your
inch bigger
pillow.
Exactly, to allow, for room for the seams and sewing all the seams and everything.
Okay.
So then you would have to flip the finished side of the pillows down. So both finished sides are facing each other.
Okay, I'm really glad you're saying that because I know that the finished product would have this side for me, so that's important.
Yes, you have to sew everything inside out, right? Okay. And then you add your embellishments. We are gonna add the piping first. Piping is very forgiving, so if you're a first timer, it's great to use piping so it hides all the misimperfections. and the mistakes. So then what you do is you make sure the rolled part of the piping is sandwiched in between both squares and the flat part is facing outwards.
Okay.
And then you do that all the way around. You do a double stitch all the way around in a continuous run, and then add my zipper at the bottom. I don't have to have a zipper. If you're inexperienced, you can just do overlapping panels at the bottom for an enclosure. And then you should have your pillowcase ready. And with the magic of television, we have one here ready. That's what it's gonna look like, inside out. And then you flip it, and you'll be very proud of what your product, the finished product will look like.
And here it is.
Brenda,
so
just like that. Obviously, you did all
that
that hard work when you were getting ready for this segment. But you know what's cool about this? I didn't realize the piping had to be like a continuous. You can't just do like one side, one side, one side. It has to be all together continuous, huh?
You can't cut it. It's better, and it looks a lot better if you do it continuously, if you sew it in continuously.
Shea, you do an incredible job. Your fabrics are stunning, and that was a great DIY instruction, but I'm just going to come down to your shop. Let's keep it real. Thank you so much to both.